What's up, sneaky people? Your boy FB Kicks and Gear, and I am back with another video. And as you can see, we have the Jordan 1 Union X Beffy's Beauty Supply X Nike, and man, has this been a polarizing fucking shoe. But you know what? I love them. I think they look dope. In fact, even though this huge footscape stitch is running across it, it honestly, for me, is just a neutral kind of thing there. It does nothing exciting for me, and I don't hate it. It's just there. I don't mind it. It doesn't bother me, and that's how I feel about it. But the overall colorway of the shoe, right up my alley. I think they're dope. I haven't been excited about a Jordan 1 in a while, and this really brought me back. But you know, with every new release, you guys know that I try and get these legit check guides started, and what better way to do it than to do a real versus fake comparison. So that's what we're going to do in this video today. I hope you guys are excited, because I am excited to actually see how well these stack up and wonder if we have anything to worry about. So before we actually crack into the video, remember guys, we are on Discord now, and I want everyone who's watching this right now, click the link, join, say what's up, say you came from the Jordan 1 Union video. I'm trying to make this Discord a positive place, so hit the link, join up, let's get some good conversations going. So, and secondly, remember, there's always pictures of the shoes that I'm talking about in these videos, especially the legit check guides. They will be on the Instagram account on the page. Go there, study the details, especially if you are in the market for this pair, because just looking at them right up front, super close. Be careful guys. So with all that said, let's actually get into the video, and by get into the video, you know, I mean, let's talk about the box. So here we have the Jordan 1 Union box, and we know when it comes to these Union collabs, Union Los Angeles likes to do their thing on the box just like they like to do their thing on the sneakers, and they did that here. Obviously, we know this is a three-way collab between Union Los Angeles, Beffy's Beauty Supply, and Nike. This is what the box looks like. You got the Jumpman. I'm assuming this is the Beffy's Beauty Supply logo. You got the what do they call this? The Hipman, the Union guy. And then you have the 96. Yeah, so the box is yellow, and I can tell you right off the bat, there is a size difference and there are slight color differences. When it comes to replica sneakers in these graphic heavy boxes, they will never ever get the graphics right. It will always look like it's been photocopied one too many times. And you can see that here, the rep is on the right. You can actually see really well that the height difference. I lifted the camera up a little bit to see that, but you can see the differences in color. You can see how much more crisp this looks like a black and white photo, obviously tinted in yellow. This just looks like something that was photocopied over and over again. Same thing goes for the bottom and on the side. Color differences, very noticeable in my opinion when you're doing it side by side. When you open up the box, you have the same kind of insignias there, and this is the authentic box. The rep has a similar vibe, but although it's not up close for you guys to see, same similar kind of issue on the gray sticker there. Obviously you can see that there's no stamp on the rep, but more or less to lighter, and this just has this look that it's been like photocopied, so it's like slightly less precise than what the authentic box looks like. What would a collab be without special paper? And again, the difference in coloring when it comes to the images and the graphics are night and day. It's definitely a lot crisper. The blacks are darker, the whites are brighter. Rep on the right. So just based on the packaging, if you have an authentic pair in your vicinity, you'll be able to legit check based on the box. And the next thing that we have is the laces that come in there, the spare yellow laces. The boxes, completely different colors. The rep on the right, it looks like a more lighter reddish brown box, and the authentic box clearly looks like a biodegradable type recyclable paper, and you can see all that info on the back of the box. Move to 0. As for color, you could probably see just based on the little snippet here in the little window, the yellow is darker on the authentic laces than it is on the rep. It's a brighter yellow, darker yellow on the authentic. Not opening those boxes, guys, sorry. Now that the box is out of the way, let's look at the fucking shoes. So the first thing that I can notice right off the bat is obviously the rep pair here on the right is not laced. They did not come laced. Generally Jordan 1s come just like this, but for the authentic pair, they came all the way laced up and laced up tight at that. I am gonna have to really loosen these to get these on, but that's a pretty good legit checking indicator. If someone's claiming that they're selling a DS pair and it comes unfactory laced like typical Jordan 1s do, you know there's a problem. But from there, let's just jump into it and do a nice side by side. Oh boy. Okay, so with the side by side, you can see that they're actually relatively close. Feeling the materials in hand, they feel very similar and look very similar. But I see the first difference that really stands out to me is the outsole color. Now, on the left, you have this pale creamish color, while on the right, you have this almost peachier, blushier color. And they look close, but slightly off. You can tell. This has definitely got a paler vibe going to it, while this is definitely more blush, more pink. It has that kind of fleshy tone to it that the authentic pair doesn't have. But other than that, you can see a slight difference in color in terms of the stitch as well. It's a little bit lighter on the authentic, while the same thing applies to the stitch, while the rep is a bit darker. And I don't know if you guys can tell, but the stitch is not as tightly wound or tightly stitched as the authentic pair is. But more or less they feel the same, and you can even see on the authentic pair, it's got mini crisscrosses throughout the footscape stitch, and the rep has that as well. Overall, I do get this bulkier vibe coming from the rep than I do from the authentic pair. Some of it may be because my authentic pair comes laced, but this shoe just feels larger. Looking at the back, like I said, partially you've got the laces working, but the back of the shoe just looks massive in my opinion for the rep. And that's typically what Jordan 1s look like. So maybe there's something special about this one. Maybe they decided to go with like the lost and found cut. I don't know. Maybe that's something I should look into, but you can see that more or less the materials look exactly the same. I will say there's a slight tonal shade difference between the white of the authentic pair and the white of the rep. The white on the authentic pair has a colder, grayer kind of undertone to it, while the white of the rep is definitely on that brighter, warmer side. And then you can see that again here, specifically on that heel area. Looks like the upper ankle collars look to be a lot more similar. I don't know if you guys can tell, but when you look at the Wings logo here, it's got the debossing, so you can feel it, but the rep just feels like three-dimensional in comparison. All of the ridges are sharper, they're cleaner, almost like this was die stamped. Actually, I can tell you what's going on. It looks like the Wings logo is actually protruding higher than the white background on the rep, while on the authentic pair it's like what you usually see, Wings logo stamped into the white leather. Let's see if you guys can see that difference. Here's the rep. Notice how the Wings logo actually, especially around the letters, sticks out as opposed to the white lettering sticking out. Now look at it on the authentic pair. So that's a pretty big difference, at least from a legit checking standpoint. When I feel the materials like the nubuck on the swooshes, they feel identical. They look identical for the most part. Looking at the yellows on the borders of the leather cuts, you can see that the yellow on the authentic pair is a little bit lighter and brighter, while the rep is definitely on the maize taxi yellow type of vibe. Looking at the tongues, while reps tend to struggle with this, the tongue colors are identical. They both have that pale tan off-white color to them, which is impressive. I gotta say, overall, they are really close. If I didn't have this authentic pair to really dig into the nitty-gritty and into the details, I do not think I would be able to tell you and point out to those differences. One of the things that I did remember about the other unions is the stitching pattern that goes along here. It doesn't vary and it's not evenly spaced, but on this pair it is evenly spaced. As you can see, each of those little triangles in the stitch are equally spaced out. But when you look at the rep, it's actually modeled a lot more like the previous two, where the stitches are wide up at the front and then they become more consistent around and then they get wider here. So that is definitely an inaccuracy for this pair specifically, but it's accurate to what the other older two Jordan 1 unions used to look like. And then from there, we'll take a look at the Union LA tag. Positioning will always vary when it comes to this. I care about color and the consistency of the text. And it looks like from a text perspective, they're using the same font, same boldness, but the tags are slightly different colors of yellow. A darker yellow on the authentic, a little bit brighter of a yellow on the rep. You can even see in some of the small stuff, the differences in the embroidery text. The rep just looks less like cursive, less like a signature writing. While the authentic pair really captures that. So from there, there's not really much else to talk about, but let's see what the blacklight test gives us. I've never put these under blacklight, so I have no idea what this is going to turn up. So let's do it. So pulling out the blacklight, I'm not really seeing anything react on the shoe itself. That's alarming. You'll see a lot of the guts of the underlayments and things like that reacting. Oh, okay. So you see the tongue tag reacting. Especially bright, the Nike Air. You're getting some reaction reflection out of the Union LA tag on the side. You get some slight reactivity on the midsole. Glows, not bright, but it glows. And that's pretty much it. Assuming the same goes for the back of the tongue, absolutely. Lights up bright. Now on the rep, first thing I'm gonna look at is the Nike Air on the tongue. That glows brightly, just like the authentic pair. Let's take a look at the back of the tongue. Also glows brightly like the authentic pair. The underlayment and everything like that glows as well. And the last thing to check is the Union LA tag. And that does glow, although it does glow differently because they are different colors. So let's just put them side by side real quick. Look how this glows almost like a lime green, while this glows like a highlighter yellow. So guys, that's pretty much it. When it comes down to it, the rep is just a little bit more bulky and more sizable than the authentic pair all around. Proportions are a little bit different, as you can see from the toe box, but it captures a lot of the right things. I think the biggest tell right now will be that Air Jordan Wings logo right there. Definitely, I don't know if this is the flaw on my pair or what. Both pairs are like that. I've never seen a Wings logo with the backing part actually sticking out further than the leather underneath of it. So that is definitely a flaw. And other than that, all you're really looking at is the slight difference in color on the footscape stitch, as well as the different color outsole. So that said, guys, that's all that really is. You guys tell me in the comments whether or not you think this is legit checkable. Would you be able to legit check these without an authentic pair? You tell me. I personally think these are very legit checkable, and if you know what to look for, you should be fine out on the secondary market. So with that said, guys, I'm going to continue to put out a series on this shoe. I've got another one coming up, and I can't wait to show you guys that video as well. So with that said, guys, remember, Discord in the description. Let's talk about it. Let's talk about everything, guys. Join up, join up, join up. and you'll be able to find all the pictures you need of the shoe on the Instagram account on the screen. So I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.